What I'm about to tell you is more so, it's a blessing in disguise. I'm not sure if you know, but I owned a lot of firearms and stuff, and I actually had a Glock 17 on my counter, which I was actually going to end up taking with me in case, you know, it went sideways, you know. I took it with me, but I walked back into the house and I left it on the counter. And it's a good thing I didn't bring it with me, because if I had of, and Alex Rosen and the whole camera crew would have came, yeah, I'd probably be going down for 3 counts of murder in the first degree.
You would have shot Alex Rosen and his crew?
Yeah.
If God asked me in the next life what race I want to come back as, I'm picking black every day of the week and twice on Sundays. But I feel like some of us should be slaves again.
Yo, what is going on, guys? So something completely unexpected happened. Chris Hansen interviewed EDP. Now, if you watch the epic EDP documentary, you already know this. You're like, Senz, we get it. Why are you recycling content from a week or 2 ago? We're not watching old clips. Chris Hansen from To Catch a Predator just uploaded a 50-minute, not 15, a 50-minute long interview. In the original Mike Clump documentary, the EDP and Chris Hansen interview only lasts about 10 minutes, but this is the full interview, and I've watched a little bit. There's things that I've never seen before, and I want to rinse my eyes with soap and water. As a matter of fact, it's been a terrible time to be Oscar aka Senz aka Sensitive Society. First of all, I had to talk about the Lesbian Princess movie. The following day, I actually watched the full movie, and today we're back with EDP445, and I gotta keep it real. This interview is one of the craziest interviews I have ever seen. That said, let's just get right into the full interview.
Why did you do it?
Well, see, the thing is, right, a lot of people have to, and again, I'm not justifying it, I'm just trying
Well,
to...
you shouldn't justify it because it's not justifiable. It's a crime.
Right. You know, but at the same time, I'm trying to...
It's predatory.
Right, I understand. And I'm trying to get people to understand, you know, where I was in that state of mind at that time. You know what I mean? The thing is with YouTube, right, and it all kind of goes back to whatever. The thing is with YouTube is that, you know, being that popular and having that much money and having that much of a following and stuff, you know, the power kind of gets to your head. You know what I mean? You kind of get the big head a little bit. You know what I mean? You kind of have this whole sensation, you know, and this whole tendency of, you know, you think that you can't be touched. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much why I showed up, you know what I mean? Very lonely, didn't really have anybody to interact with, you know what I mean? So,
but there's being lonely and preying upon a 13-year-old girl.
You're right.
I mean, I kind of get what he's saying. Pause. Don't clip that out of context, guys. I'm not justifying this at all, but hold on. Let me cook, because I know that sounds kind of crazy. Like, I kind of get what he's talking about. He has all of this money, and he has everything in life, right? He has cool house, he has money, he is relevant, millions of views, 4, 5, 6 million subscribers. Yet for EDP, and if you saw the documentary, you know that he got rejected very early on in his life, and that made him hate women. That's where everything started for him. He had all of this, but he didn't have a girl. Is EDP the best looking guy? No, but I'm sure I am a firm believer that there's someone for everyone out there in this giant planet with 8 billion people. And it doesn't have to be AI girlfriends or boyfriends. Pre-allegations, well, not even allegations, pre-cupcake incident, I'm sure there was women, legal women, who found EDP funny. Maybe not super hot, but you know, he's funny, he has money, it's a nice combo. And I get being lonely, but I've never been like, you know what, I'm actually feeling pretty sad and pretty lonely. Let me hit up a 12-year-old. You know what I mean? Let me drive 2.5 hours to go with them. I don't know what the age of consent is in California. I think it's 18, or I don't know. I'm not an expert when it comes to age of consent, so I don't know. EDP, you're gonna have to help me out with this one. But when we're talking about it being legal, I don't know if there's any place on earth where it's legal for a 30-year-old and a 12-year-old to plan on having sex. I mean, at that point, even if it's legal, it's still fucking weird. Even if it was like a 15 or 16-year-old and you're like 31, it's like, yo, that's pretty fucking weird. I'm sure that's legal in some places, but I'm just like, Yeah, it's a little weird. I gotta keep it real. Being lonely is not an excuse to hit up a 12-year-old and send them dick pics and shit pics and weird, creepy pictures of yourself. Yeah, I was lonely and I was down bad and no one loved me, yada, yada, yada.
Being lonely is finding somebody who is of legal age, whether it requires you spending money or whatever it requires to be with.
Yeah.
And to do what you need to do to not be lonely. This is a sexually charged conversation with someone who told you she was 13.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with Mr. Chris Hansen here. If you're that down bad, just go to a prostitute. And you have the money. You gotta do what you gotta do. So, I don't know. I'm with Chris Hansen here. Just go with someone that does that kind of stuff. And if you don't know where to find them, I'm sure Boogie2988 could hook you up and send you where you can find those women. Never forget that Boogie2988 faked having cancer. And on top of that, he spent $250,000 on prostitutes. I'm not kidding.
I am a former sex worker escort, and Boogie2988 was one of my clients.
I took women on vacations, and I took them out to fancy dinners, and I took them to like Disneyland and shit.
Who reached out to whom first?
She did.
She reached out to you.
Or Alex Rosen or whoever it was. I'm not,
Alex Rosen posed as a 13-year-old girl.
yeah, that's what I'm guessing. I don't.
I just found your YouTube channel. Why are you so funny? She says. You say, because I keep it real on those. That's why. I'm 13. I don't know if I told you. Yeah, you told me. We're just chatting. We cool. That makes up you and about 99% of my no pussy getting fan base. Ah, okay. That. So she makes it clear.
Right.
Or Alex Rosen posing as this girl makes it clear that she's 13.
Right.
And the conversation gets sexual.
Right.
Graphically sexual. There's grooming.
Right.
You seem so shy and nervous, you say. Yeah, haha, I was nervous. My hands were sweaty. There's no need to be nervous. Just be yourself. Sophie says, you're a YouTuber. I watch and I got to talk to you. It made me nervous. Oh, that's so adorable. Remember, I'm just normal. What are you thinking at that point? What's going on in your head when you're having that discussion at that stage of the chat?
I mean, it's been almost 4 years ago, dude. I'm still like,
But we're not talking about a passing conversation with someone whose age you didn't know. Mm-hmm. This was someone who made it very clear that she was 13. And how old were you at the time? 30?
29, 30, somewhere around there, yeah.
13 and 30 is insane. The fact that EDP thought this was a real girl and he drove 2.5 hours to have sex with said individual, it's so disturbing and creepy. This guy is a monster. Not was, he still is a monster. His AI girlfriend is 16 years old.
Regret any of this?
Of course I do. You know what I mean? And you know, obviously there's been people out there that say that, oh, you know, he has no remorse or no regret. I mean, you know, listen, man, they're entitled to their own opinion. Trust me, I get it. You know what I mean? But it's like, you know, you can't sit back and say like, you know, I don't have any regrets or no remorse. It's like, you don't even like, you know, they're not in my head. They don't know what I'm going through 24/7 for them to even make that type of statement. You know what I mean? So
EDP, the reason why people say this is because shortly after you got caught the first time, you ate a cupcake and you have said you don't regret this multiple times. I've been covering this whole EDP saga for years. You did yourself no favors. Had you apologized a few days after the incident, that would have been one thing. But I mean, how many times have you gotten caught? How many times have you said, yeah, fuck everyone and I don't regret shit and yada, yada, yada?
People have a tendency of doing this, I feel like, because they are, I guess you can say they're curious. You know what I mean? They enjoy the innocence and having control of somebody, you know?
Sounds like that's what you wanted to do.
Right.
A big reason why I don't feel bad for EDP is because he had money. And if you're bored, and I've mentioned this before, if you're bored, you have hundreds of thousands of dollars and you can work from anywhere, you could go to a different country for a month and have a nice little vacation. This is not a good excuse. Yeah, I was bored and I had no hobbies, so I hit up a 12-year-old. You could have the gym and you could have had a glow up, but you didn't. You could have learned how to cook, make a second, third, fourth, fifth channel. I don't know. There's a million things one could do. I don't know, man. There's just so many things that one can do when they have free time, especially if you're a content creator. The excuse I'm bored as a rich, relevant content creator to me does not cut it. That's why I don't feel bad for him. I mean, the excuses suck. He could do stuff to change the situation around him, but he doesn't want to because he's lazy. It's that simple. Yeah, that is one thing I don't understand about YouTubers or TikTokers, creators overall. I do not understand how you win the lottery and you ruin it all by texting underage people. It's like, you're a grown-ass man. Or if you want to go full DiCaprio and you're in your 40s and you want to hit up a 19-year-old and it's legal, you know, that's better than harming a little kid. Now, if I was 50, would I be hitting up an 18-year-old? Absolutely not. That's pretty weird. But hopefully my point gets across. It's one thing to have a controversial age gap, and it's a whole different thing to break the law and go after minors. How do you manage to throw away your career like this? So he needed therapy years ago. I think mentally he's still stuck at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I will never in a million years understand people that do this. Yeah, I'm successful and I have money and I have the easiest job in the world. Let me go after a 12-year-old. It's like, bruh, come on.
That is the truth. I was lonely as hell. I wasn't really going outside. Really didn't have much of a life outside of YouTube. You know what I mean? Really didn't have much success talking to women, you know, even in high school, even after high school, you know what I mean? Always, you know, always afraid of rejection, you know what I mean? That's not an excuse, not saying that, just trying to get you to understand.
Right. And as you know, I've confronted hundreds of predators.
Right.
Reporting on them.
Right.
And people ask me all the time, why do they do this? Even when some of them know, many of them, most of them know it's wrong. And so I'm posing the question to you, who got caught being a predator.
I think a lot of people more so do it because, if anything, they're more so bored.
Bored.
Yeah, they don't really have anything to do.
Did you ever have sex with someone you met online like this?
No.
You looked down when you said that.
Where else you want me to look? You want me to look up and nod? No, I didn't.
This was the only time that you met somebody who said they were underage online.
Well, I mean, then there was also Kayla the second time.
Right. We'll talk about that in a minute.
I mean, you said sex, but I said, you know.
Well, but that's where you were headed to meet this 13-year-old girl, was for sex, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, but, you know, meeting up with somebody and having sex are two different things, so.
Once again, he's spamming his ultimate maneuver here. No, I was bored. Listen, guys, I've been bored. I think everyone in the history of the planet has been bored. I think most of us, what we do when we're bored is we go outside. We go for a nice little drive. We go get a coffee. And if you're me, you go and get a vanilla latte. You play video games. You open cards, you listen to music, you go watch a movie. That's what I do when I'm bored. When I'm bored, I don't go through Instagram or Twitter or Reddit or whatever it might be, and I'm like, where are the minors at? I'm pretty bored. Nah, this I'm bored and I'm lonely excuse ain't cutting it for me. Little bro, I gotta keep it real.
If there was a 13-year-old girl here who was willing to have sex, you would have had sex with her in all likelihood, and that would have been her very first experience, potentially scarring her for the rest of her life.
Sure.
That is such a disgusting fucking thought. EDP being your first sexual encounter, your first sexual experience, honestly, I would just end my life. Yeah, EDP, that's the thing. You could have ruined a child's life. And no universe is this right.
What do you think would have happened had there been a 13-year-old girl?
Probably would have had sex.
And what do you think that would have done to that 13-year-old girl?
Oh, scarred her.
Just scarred her? You're that casual about it?
I mean, scarred her, tormented her, emotionally disturbed, PTSD. It would have been a horrible thing for her.
Had this been a teen or a grown woman, yeah, I mean, having sex with EDP would scar anyone.
Then I believe I messaged her. I told her I can't do this, can't go. It's highly illegal and it's wrong. She then started crying, telling me that, you know, my parents are gone. I just wanted to give you a cupcake, whatever. And me personally, I genuinely felt bad. So I decided to go. And it's crazy because what I'm about to tell you is more so, it's a blessing in disguise. At the time, I'm not sure if you know, but I owned a lot of firearms and stuff. And I actually had a Glock 17 on my counter, which I was actually going to end up taking with me in case, shit went sideways, And I took it with me, but I walked back into the house and I left it on the counter.
You were going to bring a gun with you to that meeting.
And it's a good thing I didn't bring it with me, because if I had of, and Alex Rosen and the whole camera crew would have came, yeah, I'd probably be going down for 3 counts of murder in the first degree.
You would have shot Alex Rosen and his crew.
Yeah.
Shot him dead.
Yeah.
You truly believe that?
Oh, yeah, I truly believe it. Blessing in disguise, man, so I left it at home.
What makes you so sure that you would have pulled that Glock 17 out and killed all 3 of them?
The thing is, right, when you're in that situation and like the whole, fight or flight thing comes into play. I'm not sure if you heard that before. Like your ass is on the line and you don't know what to do. You know what I mean? And you know that these people are here to, potentially try and attempt to ruin your damn life. You will do all type of wild shit. Not saying that I didn't take any role in that. Obviously, you know what I mean? I could have just said hell no and just not have went, you know what I mean?
Which would have been the right thing to do, by the way.
Right, totally.
You know what? The crazy part is, I believe this. I actually do believe EDP would have killed these people and gotten in his car and would have gotten caught. It would have been like a Walmart discount OJ chase. To those of you who saw my last EDP videos or who were in the EDP live stream that I did about 2 weeks ago as the documentary was premiering, I believe that EDP is one bad day away from saying, fuck it, I'm going out, and I'm going out with a bang and taking out everyone who's done him dirty. I would not be surprised if EDP knows where Alex Rosen lives or where, his ops live. And he's like, well, I'm dying. Everyone hates me. I have absolutely nothing to lose. I might as well go out with a bang. I would not put it above him to actually do this.
You know what I mean? In my mind, while I'm shooting the target, I'm killing Alex Rosen, all the fucking people, Master at Work, all those people that partook in this. You know what I mean? There's been times where I've literally told a friend of mine, do me a favor, come over here, change the combination to this goddamn gun safe. I don't feel safe having these things around me.
Because you were going to strike out at Alex Rosen, or because you were going to kill yourself?
I was going to strike out at Alex. Well, a mixture of both. I guess you can say, the Alex Rosen thing already had happened.
Right.
You feel me?
But
so more so myself.
Were you still angry at him that you would go hunt him down and kill him?
Oh yeah. I mean, there were multiple times where I've had, I've still had loyal, followers and fans and stuff hit me up on Instagram and stuff. They're like, I don't condone doxing people no matter whatever they did. You know what I mean? They were hitting me up and yo, man, we have his address. You know what I mean? What they did was very dangerous. Who's to say you can't find their address or load up your car full of guns, drive to Texas and go fucking murder them all? Because right there, I have his address. It's literally right there.
Did you think about doing that?
Yeah. Hell yeah. I've literally thought about, I've thought about, loading up the car, you know what I mean, and just, driving 14, 15, 16 hours and just blowing them all the fuck away, But at the same time, it's you can't do that, man.
In a way, in a very crazy and twisting way, I guess I respect EDP's honesty. For better or for worse, he keeps it real. Not gonna lie, I thought this interview was going to be pretty recycled because I haven't seen it. I've only seen the first minute or two. I wanted to do a live Senz reaction, right? We're actually getting inside the mind of EDP and his thought process. And I'm actually kind of surprised certain parts didn't make it into the final interview. But I get it. The film was an hour and a half long. This interview is an hour long. It would have been too long, so I understand why they split it up like this, but holy.
But I have to tell you something. Had this been me doing an investigation, and you had surfaced in this way, Your EDP445 ass would be in prison now.
And at the same time, I
You
kind
see what I'm saying?
yeah, and at the same time, I kind of wish it was you, Chris, to be honest with you, because it's like, you know, I honestly respect what you do, and that's not me kissing your ass or anything like that. You know what I mean? I respect, you know, a lot of what people do, who are out catching predators. You know what I mean? In the right and legal way. You know, all I can say is I have a lot of respect for it. You know, I don't condone motherfuckers, you know, going out there, you know.
But you did it.
One,
Brian, you did it. Now, I understand what you're saying about the methodology here.
right. People think like, you know, oh, I'm out here preying on motherfuckers, or I'm just out here.
Well, that's
just
what
like,
you were doing here.
well, I know.
A 13-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Right, you know what I mean? And like, but the thing is, like, people think that I'm literally like out here every day, like preying on fucking
You
kids.
did it twice.
I know. I understand.
I've seen guys go to prison doing it once.
Yeah.
EDP has to be the luckiest predator of all time. Take that how you will. Chris Hansen and EDP, alright, people have gone to jail for much less than what EDP did. Had they caught EDP the right way, I think EDP would have gone 10 years in prison, 10 to 15. It's a miracle, I guess, that he isn't locked up because he has no criminal record. He could leave the country. It's crazy.
You are known for sending pictures of your own feces to people.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
It ain't right for them to troll my ass either.
Yeah, but let's stick with the one question first.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
Right.
What's wrong with you?
I mean, the reason I do that is because people fuck with me. People troll my ass. People, they like to sit back and dox where I live, where I work and shit. You know what I mean? If anything, I mean, shit, man, you know.
So you send them a picture of your feces to prove what point?
Just to fuck with them, to see, hey, man, you guys control me, I control your ass back. You know what I mean?
That is a crazy thing to troll with. Yeah, people are harassing me. What could I do? Block them? No. Report them? No. Send pictures of my shit to them. That should get them to stop.
How's life for you now?
To be honest with you, life is actually, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You know, it's about as great as it could get with, you know, everything that's went on, you know what I mean? Blessed to have 2 jobs, blessed to have a vehicle, blessed to have a roof up over my head, stuff like that.
Is there anything else you want people to know about you and your situation?
Yeah. I've learned my lesson. I'm a changed individual. I'm making steps to become a changed individual. Let me rephrase that. You know, just know that I'm not actually, you know, I'm not going out there fucking, you know, because I live like right by a fucking school. You feel me?
Oh my God, why did you have to say that? Why would you say that? So yeah, that was the EDP Chris Hansen interview. I have a lot of thoughts. I think I've expressed most of them, but I guess in some way I gotta respect how hopeful and how positive he is despite the shitty situation that he's in, despite being the internet punching bag over the last 4 years, despite the fact that he's dying and he probably has 1 to 2 years left to live. Despite all of that, he's hopeful, positive, oddly. Guess I gotta respect that. I thought this interview was pretty decent. Never thought I would see Chris Hansen and EDP in the same room. Very interesting individual in terms of how his brain operates and how he thinks and how he justifies certain things. So take that how you will. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending your fine Wednesday evening with me. And I'll see you tomorrow because the content doesn't stop. I love you guys. Take care. Subscribe. Drop a like. Adios.